I believe, yeah, these are definitely beef cows. All beef cows. Live right beside a farmer. And, yeah. Pretty interesting stuff sometimes. But anyway, I mean, I've gotten those cows over there, and this is completely devoid of anything that is going to be in this video. Maybe I'll throw some little tidbits in the end. I don't know. Where these cows will follow you. Because either they think you're the guy giving them food, or they're just being weird. I don't know. I think it's that. I think they probably think that you're going to give them food or something like that. So sometimes they'll follow you up and down this whole, fence line over here. You can't really see it in the video here. But there is a fence line. And it's just right over here. I'm going to keep this stuff in frame. Everything in frame here. Okay. So yeah, they'll do that weird stuff. So the video that I'm gonna make, it's about music. So, music video today. It's a music-oriented discussion. I'm gonna try to discuss some of the things that I've seen in pop music. A lot of pop music going on these days, or just music in general. Maybe I'm going to gear it more towards pop music. I think I want to keep this structured on just pop music in general. Okay? Popularized music, the stuff that you always hear on the radio, whether it be the bubblegum stuff or anything. We're talking about all forms. And let's keep it, I'm going to keep it focused on a few artists, okay, that I've been noticing might be starting to be somewhat trendy. I don't know if it's actually going to turn into a trend or not. I feel like there's more serious overtones or undertones with some of the female artists that we're seeing today, and most of the time it's usually female oriented. I think the females dominate the pop music charts. I mean, so I'm not going to mention maybe some of the males and some of the other, like, you got your Ed Sheerans and your whoever's, who actually are on the mainstream radio or mainstream pop charts. I don't know. I wanted to talk about Kesha's new stuff, maybe a little bit of Lady Gaga, a little bit of Miley, and other pop artists in that caliber, I guess. But I don't want to drag this on too long. I think there's some interesting things going on in the music world. A lot of interesting themes with pop artists in general. Maybe this is only going to be like a one-time thing. Maybe this is only going to be for just now in the specific. Or maybe we'll start to see a trend, and maybe we'll start to see other artists start to come out and be more serious and more edgy and more, with what their messages are. I feel like even Katy Perry, with the stuff that she was putting out, it kind of tried to go in a different direction, where it's like talking about the world around you instead of just focusing it on partying, having fun, wasting your money on, wasting your rent money on stuff and doing other bull crap. It's like, I think they tried to, she tried to make an attempt at gearing her music towards more serious topics. So, that is what I wanted to touch on, was music, pop artists, taking more serious directions with their music and how it's gonna actually pan out in the future for artists like that. When they built a career around just the bubblegum, easy to chew, easy listen, just have fun on a Friday night or Saturday night or whatever, party on the weekend music, because that's basically all they ever did. Not that that's all that they're good for, not that that's all that these artists are able to accomplish and put out, but that's all they did. That's all they put themselves into. That's what they devoted themselves to. Making that style of music. Maybe that's all they wanted to do at first. Maybe they just wanted to make that style of music from the get-go because they liked that style of music themselves. And probably, I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't just be in the music industry just because, I don't know, so-and-so told me to do it, I just wanted to do it, so this happened to be the music I play. No, it's like they made a conscious decision to do that kind of music. Maybe some of the labels pushed them into doing certain things as well. And I'm definitely thinking that the labels, who usually do have the power most of the time, the art, I mean, depending on how big the label is, we're talking about the big, major labels, the ones that have the money. And they're the ones that have the power to say whether your stuff gets out there or not. Okay, so they control the music a little bit. You know, where it goes, where it's distributed, all that stuff. Okay? I don't know all the finite details and all that stuff. So please, you can say whatever you're going to say in the comment section. If I say something out of line, correct me. If I say some things that might, you know, without having the proper knowledge of it, sometimes I do. Correct me on it and be like, okay, well, there's some information here. And I'm totally fine with it. Okay, so, yeah. That's the type of music that they decided to make for the most part. It is starting to get a little bit dark, so I want to try to keep this as short as I can. I'm usually a long-winded person, though, so it's not likely to happen. It's probably going to be a long-winded video. I always make long-winded, even when I'm just out here discussing topics, random topics. But yeah, I think that's interesting with Kesha, maybe a little bit of Gaga, Miley kind of taking a little bit of a different turn with the music styles. Like, I know Kesha, she was having some issues at one point. I think she, you know, with her producers and other things like that. I think there's some abuse allegations and other really deep, kind of dark stuff happening there. And, you know, I'm praying that she got out from underneath all that. It does sound like things are getting a little better for her. I think she's still with that label at this point in time. Not 100% sure. I had to get that information, and I'm burping and stuff like that. Ugh. But I don't think that guy's there anymore. The producer, whoever she was having issues with. So that's cool. That's positive. So I wanted to touch on some of that stuff. I thought that kind of stuff was interesting. That her music, I sat with it today. I sat, and when I mean sat with it, I had to listen. I'm not even somebody that really listens to Kesha. I listened to the entire album, the new stuff that she has out. Gotta say, kind of shook a little bit. You know, I was definitely moved by some of the music, and yeah, it kind of takes you on a ride. Like, there's acoustic, there's piano, there's rock and roll on this album. So, and a little bit like a little country vibe. There's country vibes on this album. There's like some shit, like, I don't even know how to really summarize. I don't know how to sum up this album because there's just so much going on. But it's really cool. It's a really cool record. I don't jive with all the themes on the album, certain songs, certain lyrics, certain things on the album. Definitely not in a spiritual way. Because it definitely goes in different directions, spiritually and or otherwise. But there's definitely some songs on there that can be for just about anybody. You know, anybody can probably relate to them. Be uplifting, be, you know, getting you out of a certain area. Just something that pulls at your heartstrings. Something that builds you up. You know, something that makes you stronger. You know, something, it just speaks to you, okay? So, I think there's a little bit for everybody on this album. So if you're, so it's in, and it's, okay, we go into some of the album called Rainbow. So that kind of gives you sort of an idea of what you're going to be getting into. It's going to be a lot of things. Rainbow, all the different, you know, color spectrums and all that stuff. And when it comes to Kesha and artists like that, I mean, a lot of artists in general, very eclectic views and very odd at times. Odd, unique. You know, you can say whatever words, you know, throw some words in here, insert word that means unique and weird in some way. Artists tend to be that way, so she's definitely one of those. And you can see it from her previous music, all the pop stuff that she was putting out, You know, like, there's definitely some weird, funky stuff going on in there, like, woo, but, you know, that's not what this is about. Well, where is music going? Where is pop music going? Where could it go from here? Because I think this album right here, it's kind of a game changer, just a little bit. Maybe it's not to some people, maybe it's just a rehash of other things, because other people might pay more attention to that. But I don't know, I feel like this album definitely is pulling from a real place. And I think other artists are going to find it hard to follow that up. You know, Miley did some cool stuff. So did Lady Gaga. She did some cool things with her stuff, like Joanne. I figure out what is Miley's album actually called? I know she released a song called Malibu, but I don't think that's what the album's called. Forget it. I don't know. I'll insert things. But yeah, there's spiritual undertones to this record, with Kesha's record. And I guess I did kind of go on a tangent about most of the Kesha stuff, but that's only because I'm actually blown away by it. I was like, whoa, she did songs with Kings of Death Metal or something like that. Eagles of Death Metal, which band members of, let's see, Queens of the Stone Age. So there's some, that's the rock aspect of it. And then she did a song with Dolly Parton. That was interesting. That was pretty cool. The Dolly Parton song, definitely country-esque, of course, and it hit me in the feels, and it was pretty good. Basically just past loves and stuff like that. And then the themes on the album, dealing with current love situations, finding love, maybe losing other loves, redemption of some kind, if you, to certain people in her life, or just, get out of my life kind of songs, I guess. I don't know. Even though I don't really particularly like using those kind of words and phrases. I apologize for that, but just, basically the send-off to the past. Send-off to people. Sounds like somebody going on a motorcycle. I think that might have been my father. My father does have his bike out today, and I think he might have just pulled out. So I think I want to wrap the video up. It was mainly just wanting to, I can't even talk right now. I'm trying to send it off. Send this video off. Okay. It's getting late. So with the rest of, pop and all that stuff, I don't know. I find it interesting. I find a lot of the things that are going on interesting. And then we're talking about all the music. There's a lot of things going on just in the music world and everything, reflecting real world things, very real topics politically and or otherwise on the spectrum. We're going deep into some of the stuff. And I think, a lot of people are getting, they're getting shook out there. They're waking up. Some people are woke. Some people aren't quite so woke. Not as woke as they could be. Maybe being led astray, led in different directions. But, at least they're kind of asking questions. And they're trying to understand things, right? That's all. At the end of the day, at least they're not just meandering about and just, doing whatever and just, So, getting people kind of up and about, stirring things up a little bit. Not too much, of course, or at least I hope not, but some people do. We got the stirrers, you got the ones that really like to keep it going, So, I think I'm going to end it here, but Kesha stuff's pretty interesting. I might do a review of the album even, just to do it. I don't know. I'm going to probably put some other reviews up here at some point. I'm going to be starting work again, because I haven't been working this whole time, but, I've been doing odd jobs and doing other, things, and this stuff, but, no, not a whole lot. So I apologize for not being as active on here, but I'll probably do some other things as well. I will keep posting on here, just maybe not as frequently. I want to try to do at least 2, maybe 3 videos a week. But if anything, at least one video a week. So, I don't know. We'll try to keep this as frequent as I can, but I have other things going on. So, I'm not going to be as focused on this maybe, but I do want to continue doing stuff. So Kesha's new album, pretty interesting, pretty cool. I would suggest checking it out at least. If you're somebody that's into music, into pop music of course, or just wanting to see something like, okay, what's up with Kesha? Check it out. Other things, stuff, cool, artists, music, you know where it's at. So I'm going to leave off here. This has been pretty cool discussion, I think. I hope that it was anyway. If you decide to like, comment, and or do whatever people do on the internet, go for it. If not, still, see you later. And yeah, so I'm gonna end it off right here. We should look so much